Hello there, my name is Rachel like I talk about animation and today we talk about Unicorn Warriors Eternal Episode 3. Of course, if people watch this video and people like this video, I continue talking the other episodes, so forth. Depends how this video actually does. But besides that, let's talk about Episode 3. Now, Episode 3 is sort of interesting because the last first two episodes were sort of kind of set up specifically more to Melissa to see her expression, understand how this team actually works and what actually is going on. But to be fair, Melissa never really get that much death in the second episode. We just know she got possessed and became the new next warrior and she freaked out and ran away. Let's sort of continue on episode 3 because episode 3 she sort of trying to understand who she is and who is Melissa because she comes back to the house wearing her own clothes and trying to recap her memory and understand who she really is, at least half of her. And that's sort of interesting because she went down to see her father and parents and hear them sort of talking about what happened to the husband, what happened to the marriage, what happened to the wedding, everything went down and Melissa sort of freaking out, asks her if her husband's still alive. And the parents sort of surprised she's there. They actually ask her if she's okay. And I love that the parents put down, doesn't matter who she is, they always are their daughter. Even that she became someone completely different, even the father noticed that it's not really Melissa anymore, that she still accepts her. Yeah, I found that sort of interesting. And that's what she goes to the hospital to see her sort of husband or fiance, either or. They're trying to talk to him, understand what's the situation, and maybe not get close to him anymore till you find out in doing this time the police actually is looking for Melissa and her team because they probably stole some statues, but they actually didn't. They basically blame on them because are magic people, but a police officer or the head chief of this police officer believes that is sort of a lie. They're not magic people. They're just normal con artists trying to steal or pirates. It's sort of pretend that didn't exist. It's just normal criminals. But interesting enough, because of this, they went sort of a crazy rant or crazy sort of attack about all the people who does sort of street magic or read minds or whatever and break them down to like their own headquarters and actually talk to them, each and every one of them, except for two specific ones who look like the two main leads of the whole Unicorn Warriors Eternal group. That you find out, oh, the reason why they kind of look like them is because there are the original or semi-original family line members of the reincarnation. That means how their abilities to be or born again is on a family line. Believe it or not, there are a couple of different ways to get reborn. Sometimes completely random, or sometimes in basically your family line. One of your lines will be chosen to be the one who be possessed of whatever culture you believe or God, in other words. And they two random magician people were training for the moment, but something went wrong because they must be the chosen one because they were training for the moment to be possessed. And that's sort of interesting. I wonder what kind of key moment they actually come back and help them or not. And they don't explain much, but it's sort of your own interpretation that is sort of kind of interesting. Like you train for the rest of your life for this moment. Is that gonna happen because something went wrong? I feel sorry for them because they look like a very healthy, trained warriors ready to be accepted, and now they don't do anything now. That's kind of sad. But I wonder if they actually are gonna do something or not. I'm kind of curious. Of course, I'm also sort of interested is the fact that they sort of show Melissa trying to figure out how to basically split herself away with the main soul who trying to possess her. Even that there is sort of explain why she sort of kind of chose it. I mean, kind of. It's just sort of was a random pick. But besides that, she goes to this sort of kind of magic user with quotation because he wasn't a magic user. He's sort of a con artist, but he attempted to separate Melissa and the original warrior of her to make her free. But that's making it sort of interesting because when they did this, they divide both characters actually have a conversation, a very interesting one because it got some more detail. Who is the original Melissa? Who is she, or why she doing this to protect humanity? And the elder, trying to explain Melissa, yeah, stop being like a child, like trying to be a spoiled brat, because if you don't, everyone you care will be destroyed. But once more, Melissa doesn't want to listen. At the same time, you kind of understand why she doesn't want to listen, because everything she knows is sort of backwards, that you just don't care anymore. You just want your life back. But at the same time, you see what everything was going on. You kind of have to be attention to her. But I find that sort of hard to pull off because it's sort of easy to make Melissa a very annoying character, because it's sort of hard to do that the right way, because I've seen dozens of different shows who trying to repeat that same method and usually make the main lead or that character specifically to be annoying. And Melissa, instead of that sort of line, she could be annoying, but at the same time, they're trying to establish she does have a point. She doesn't have control whatever she wants. But between this sort of deep conversation, her allies just accidentally destroyed the building trying to look for her. Especially how the young monk, who is starting to understand how to use his abilities, but at the same time understanding you don't trust magic kind of creatures on the other side because you don't know they're friendly or not, or being used in this case. And you see this sort of nine-tailed fox who helping the young monk to find Melissa, but you realize this nine-tailed fox is not a ordinary god spirit or evil spirit. This thing actually is the right-hand man of the main villain, who were basically using them to get closer to actually kill them. I thought that's sort of interesting because I wasn't expecting the fox lady to be a nine-tailed fox. I don't know why, and it never crossed my mind that actually makes so much sense. But at the same time, the nine-tailed fox is a very popular demon or god. Depends how you depict that sort of Shimigami. Now, I don't know if you call it Shimigami, but you get the idea. But once again, it was interesting. It was sort of fascinating how they depict everything here, especially how the team really want to help Melissa, or at least understand the situation. And once again, Melissa's still sort of stubborn, especially when she reunited her kind of husband, like the elf husband who tapped into trying to understand the situation, till the army of Neki soldiers come in to actually kill them. Became sort of awkward because most of them are completely naked, and not just naked, they have the man part showing. That's sort of kind of funny. They never show it, but you get the idea that how Melissa was sort of embarrassed, and the elf prince just basically turned Jewish for a second just to make me more comfortable to fight. But all of that I thought was sort of funny, interesting how they sort of show Melissa sort of understanding ish. Also give it more backstory who this sort of warriors really are, because let's face it, the first two episodes were interesting to at least sort of interpret or understand what I'm trying to say, but sometimes saying it out loud does help a lot, because let's face it, a lot of people are dead, so you need to explain verbally, not in detail, just enough to get the grasp of the bigger picture. But all of that, I did enjoy the sort of comic relief. I did enjoy Melissa, even that I feel she could be annoying, but was just enough to make her understandable in other words. But also, I do enjoy that sort of kind of slapstick. Of course, if you didn't know, you didn't see my last video, that this was made for Cartoon Network, not for Adult Swim. But at the same time, I think that's why they're trying to be more edgy a little bit here and there. But once more, it kind of works. I mean, it's not perfect, but once again, I feel it's more better. I mean, this episode 3 does it so much better than the last two episodes, because now I am completely fully invested of Melissa, the team, the situation. Everything just feel perfect. I just wish they did it a little bit more faster. But once again, that just nitpicks. Oh, that I did enjoy. Also love the performance. Anything else I really can't say. Just one question: how you felt about this episode? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Tell me down below. Let me know. I got nothing else to say. Just thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and have a wonderful day. Bye.